welcome to Good Deeds. I am your host. I am Dr. Renee Sunday. I am the platform builder. And people always ask me, what is the platform builder? So what we do is we help people identify their purpose, first of all, if they don't know that, and then we build a platform to be seen, be heard, and get paid. There are certain foundational things we have to have. You need to know why you're doing it. You need to know what kind of results you want for the business, and, of course, the results you want for your clients. I always use the example, and there are many people do, of our amazing Chick-fil-A, right? Chick-fil-A has a mission. Chick-fil-A has a vision. Chick-fil-A actually know what they actually going to do for us. We smile, customer service, and say amazing things. And then I always have to make a reference of McDonald's. People think McDonald's is actually a hamburger business. Guess what they really are? They are really real estate. Yes, because all of the restaurants they have, guess what? They sell that. The franchisee actually have to obtain the property, and just so happen they have all the things that we go in there. French fries, the Big Mac. I hadn't been there in a while, so I'm trying to remember. The apple pie, all those types of things. Guess what? Isn't that amazing? So you have to sit down and realize what your mission, what your vision, the things that you're going to do to, guess what? And you know what word I'm going to say. Serve people. Because if you take the pain away of somebody else, guess what? They actually can smile. They can sleep. They actually become creative, more creative, because now they are relaxed. They're in what we say, their element. And so that's what we do here at Good Deeds. We want to help you shine that light to the world. And that light is your goals, your dreams, your passions. The reason you were created, the things that you do to change the world, one person at a time. Sometimes we do it in a group, but the key is that we are impacting other people, influencing other people, that they can do better on this journey that we call what? We call life. That's what we do here at Good Deeds. Through our radio show, and we do radio/podcast, you just got to have that distribution going. And we thank you for checking us out on, guess what? On YouTube, on iTunes, our website, and, of course, all our social media platforms as well. We just thank you because guess what? We like the support, but we believe in you, and we thank you so much for believing in us as well. We have an amazing guest today, but I have to say this. Someone just chimed in, my team actually just said, well, Dr. Sunday, you didn't finish the thought. Well, we also have the publishing company. I am an international speaker. We do so many programs. I do group coaching, one-on-one coaching. I'm a coach trainer, so I actually certify life coaches, media coaches, and grief counselor. But the key, I have to always say that I love serving people. People, I guess in the marketplace, they call me a serial entrepreneur. But I always say I'm a platform builder because the big umbrella, anything that I do is actually to serve people. So we need to take that pain away. Even on our nonprofit side, guess what we do? We actually take the need away, and that can be something to eat, somewhere to stay. But then we also have to build you that you actually can obtain your goals and dreams in life. But anyway, let's get this started. We actually have an amazing guest with us. I always say, we actually love, and I do. I'm just, hopefully everybody else, feel the same way. When I talk to someone that's in the military, have been in the military, our amazing veterans, first of all, I always say, thank you, because I really don't know if I can do that. But, we can do all things through Christ who strengthens us, right? But, the discipline that they have, the focus that they have on a given task, the discipline, that's enough to just go, wow. People say, well, Dr. Sunday, you're disciplined, you're anesthesiologist and all the things that you do. But, wow, being a veteran, being in the military, being, even our Secret Service, even if it's just so amazing, the dedication. So we actually have amazing. He's actually served our country, still serving people on a day-to-day basis. Because we actually all go through something that we like, and guess what, when we don't like. So the adversity. So we actually have the amazing Sean Romero with us. He's going to talk to us about the things he do to change a person. Change, that's the key. I got to go back to that word, right? change people that he come in contact. Because we have had, some people, all of us had something. We could say anxiety, we could say separation, we could say abandonment. We can say whatever our story is. But guess what? We have to go past that adversity. Because you've heard people also say your pain ends up being your purpose. So you can, guess what, help somebody else. But we want to welcome the good deeds, the world changer. Yes, himself. Sean, are you there?
Yes, I am. Thank you so much, Dr. Sunday. I appreciate the introduction. God bless you. Thank you so much.
Wow. I didn't do it justice whatsoever. Tell us a little bit more about yourself and the amazing things that you're doing. I mean, you're changing people's lives. So tell us a little bit more about that.
Amen. So, I was in the military for 17 and a half years. I was a crew chief, a mechanic on F-16 fighter jets for 14 of those years. And 3 years, I was a flight engineer on the KC-10 with 630 flight hours to my credit. I'm also a private pilot, and I have my life insurance license here in the state of New Jersey, but also I am a certified John Maxwell coach and speaker. And last year was a pretty tumultuous year when I had to get out of the military, and then literally 5 days later, I was signing my divorce papers. And so my world completely changed around, and I had to go through so much different adversity. But one of the greatest things that happened after that was 4 days later, I was baptized in my church, and I gave myself to the Lord. And so the Lord just kind of told me, because I was sitting there praying. I was going through a lot of adversity, a lot of anxiety, a lot of very deep depression, because here I was, all I ever knew was being in the military and serving in the military and serving our nation, having to go through, 9/11, going through Operation Noble Eagle, Operation Iraqi Freedom, Enduring Freedom, and even Operation Odyssey Dawn, and going through all those things and, having to completely come to a full stop and then have to rechange and pivot and change my life around was a very, very dramatic experience for me. But not only that, having to going from a husband and, a family to becoming a single dad of 4. So it was a very, very, life-changing experience for me, just to say the least. And so, through a lot of thought and prayer, I said, well, I have a lot of abilities. What did I used to do? In the military, I was the lead trainer for my crew chiefs. So I trained dozens of airmen and about how to maintain the F-16 and how to make sure it's always in its top peak form to where it's always fully mission capable, and being able to be that instructor, that mentor. That's something I'm very passionate about, being able to pass on that, basically, if you want to call it the rock of knowledge, and to other people. But it's not just so much that you're teaching them how to do your job, you're teaching them how to become better than you. Just like a parent, we teach our children how to become better than us, because we're going to get to a certain point where the Lord says, all right, this is where you're going to hit, and that's it. But we have to teach them the skills so they can leapfrog over us, and we can experience that greatness through them. And I want to pass that on to other people, because especially men, because, in deep prayer, asking the Lord, all right, Lord, where do you want me to be? What do you want me to do? What is it that you want me to do? And how can I fulfill your will? And, he was just speaking to my heart, saying that, hey, I want you to lead men. I want you to lead men. I want you to lead the masses. So that way, not only they can see and build a foundation through me, but they can spread that love out to everyone else. Kind of like the 80-20 rule. You focus on that 20%. They're going to go out and teach that other 80%. And so, he wanted me to focus on few individuals here and there and build them up so they can go and build other people up. Because, in society today, we have so many options, and people just kind of they get overwhelmed. And that overwhelming feeling brings on anxiety, it brings on fear, it brings on all different types of emotions, and people tend to then make decisions based on those emotions, and it never turns out well. You never have any kind of decision that's based solely on emotion, never turns out well. I give this analogy to a lot of people that I teach and a lot of people that I come in contact with. It's like this, we've all kind of, seen the videos on YouTube where, we have people become absent-minded and they're pumping gas in their car, and all of a sudden they take off, and then that gas is spraying everywhere, and there's fire, and everything just kind of burns down and everything. So, you have that gas, that's your emotion. That fuel is your emotion. And if it's uncontained and it goes all over the place, it just brings nothing but destruction, and it goes all over the place. But if you take that same fuel and you put it and you contain it, and you're able to contain it, you can control it and you can push it to and use it to your ability, to whatever it is you want to fuel it to. It'll fuel your passions. It'll fuel your desire, but it'll also open up your mind to make you more focused and desire to move your vehicle, which is you or whatever desire and, purpose that God put in your heart to lead to other people, to lead that direction that you need to go to. So once you contain that and you're able to use that, you can fuel it till you go anywhere you want, as fast or as slow as you want. But if you're just using that fuel's going all over the place, it's useless, and it becomes nothing but a danger to everyone else. So I teach everyone to embrace that uncertainty, to embrace that uncertainty of life, because once you're embracing that uncertainty of life, you understand that, number one, you're not in control. Number two, you can create a more predictable outcome, because essentially that's what we're doing every single day. We're predicting an outcome of the day. And as we're predicting that outcome, things come into our way. It never, ever comes out the way we usually want to. We may predict the way we want it to go, but there's things that come out throughout the day that'll change that prediction. At the end of the day, it comes out to the positive result or the result that you may have wanted. And sometimes it may be a negative day that you learn from experience, but essentially it's all a prediction. And when people rely on their emotions, or something tragic happens or something really dramatic happens where they have to completely change their focus off of that, that's when the problems come in. So then I teach them how to embrace that uncertainty, how to keep that uncertainty, understand that uncertainty is coming, to stay two steps ahead, but also to have that foundation, to teach that foundation basically, first of all, to keep God first and understand that everything that happens, it's going to be for His will, and that no matter what happens to you, it's going to be for an experience to teach and to learn how to be closer to Him, also to grow yourself, but also to understand that you want to create that predictable outcome, so that way people who are seeing you going through this, they can understand how to do it better themselves and not go down a path that they really don't need to.
I love it. I'm up here just smiling and smiling. But let's go. Let me ask you this. Let's go back just a minute. The world, what they say is so many people, here in the United States, abroad, all over. One thing common, I guess we can say, that we'll never be perfect, number one. But
that's right.
I think a lot of times it's two types of people in regards to what we're talking about today. Some people know that they stuck, and some people not aware that they are doing anything wrong. But if they look at their surroundings, no one wants to talk to them. No one wants to be around them. How do you help someone in a situation that, I guess the people that's aware, that's easier if you want to say that. But how do we deal with, people that we can't even get to embracing the uncertainty because we don't know what's going on? We know something that feels weird, but, what I'm saying that to say is, we've seen in the media so many people that have been through things in their childhood, and it doesn't really come up, if you will, to stagnate them, if that's the words I need to choose for that. They don't realize that until they until they in another stressful situation. How should we approach that? Because a lot of people, they feel so alone, and so we can't even tap in to try to help them. But I think, with all the things that you've been through, you can actually master that well. But how do we actually help people that feel alone and people that feel like, I'm just not worthy of anything?
Right. Well, in the military, what we're taught was that, we have the mission. The mission comes first, and when it comes to getting things done. So no matter what else is going on, when you're there at work, it's work. That's your foundation. So you build that foundation. When you go through basic training, they eliminate, when you go through it the very first week, before you even get your uniforms and before they even cut your hair, you've got a mix of individuals. That's all you are. You're just a mix of individuals. And those are like all the different options that you have. But what the military does, it breaks that individualism down to rebuild you up as a team, and it builds you that foundation of that brotherhood. And what I'm finding a lot is, through a lot of, research and things like that, is that, when people, especially today, there's so many options. It's not like it was like 30 years ago where, the internet was just coming online and this, that, and the third, but you didn't have that. You had to actually physically go out and do all this research, manually, and you had to do the work. And people didn't really have to, weren't as complacent, as you will, because there were so many resources at your fingertips. You had to actually go out and do the work, and that built character, because what was that doing was making you uncomfortable. It was getting you out of that zone. It was getting you out of that comfort zone, where we have become as a society where we've become so comfortable that the minute that there's something that is out of place, out of norm, it's like, oh my gosh, this is such a huge problem. This is so wrong. Am I different? Why am I different? Why am I not like this person? And we're not celebrating that true diversity, that true, the differences that God set us to be. Everyone is individual. Everyone's different. But again, we're not setting that foundation as a society, as a brotherhood or a sisterhood or as a family, if you will, to where we can embrace that. And so people then tend to start to feel alone because they don't feel like there's a family. They don't feel like they're part of a family. They don't feel like they're part of something bigger than themselves, because that's what really gives us purpose. When we feel that we are doing something that's greater than ourselves, then that gives you that passion, that drive. You may not believe it, you may not understand it, but if you understand that, hey, if I do something wrong, my brother is going to fall, and I don't want that, that's something bigger than yourself. You don't have to believe that, hey, even in the military, you can go and, not agree with why we're in this specific conflict, because honestly, I've had so many people that, I've had disagreements with, that we were in the same unit, that they disagreed of why we were having to be deployed somewhere, or why, our other fellow brothers and sisters were in a different zone because they're out there fighting and doing what they got to do. But we were part of this brotherhood. So no matter what our differences was, we were going to go and we were going to take care of everything, and we were going to do the right thing because of them. Not so much of what we totally believed in our personal opinion, but because the greater good was what that was for. And so we went and we did our job. We took care of what we needed to do. So with that, that's where I see a lot of things are happening today, is that nobody's really feeling like there is this brotherhood or this family. But there's so many options out there. So we're trying to fit into the different situations, and we're just trying to fit ourselves in. And what we're not seeing is that we're not looking ahead, where we're trying to fit all these square pegs into these round holes, but we're not realizing that if we just take our time a little bit and move forward and look at the other options, that there's going to be a square hole that you're going to be able to fit in, and you're going to be able to fit in as a family, and you're going to be able to understand that perfection is an illusion, but if you want to strive for something, you need to strive for excellence. And with excellence comes having to be uncomfortable, and having to grow, and having to understand that you are different, and being different is good, because that way people can learn. I've had so many people that I've served with that were completely different from me. Like, I grew up in New York City. I've had, when I was in technical training in Texas and Shepherd Air Force Base in Wichita Falls, I had so many people that I was training with that had never seen snow in their life, and then we had 6 inches of snow, and here I am. I grew up in the snow, and I'm like, it's snow, and I had guys jumping out of windows, jumping around in 6 inches of snow, because they've never seen snow, because they lived in Florida for their entire life. So it was just like, a brand new experience, but it was amazing to see that, and it was amazing for them to experience that. And it doesn't mean that they were crazy or anything like that. It's just that they were embracing something that was different. And when we embrace that difference, when we embrace that uncertainty, we can better, we can do more for ourselves and for everyone else, because we have that foundation of family. Once that foundation is set, then you can embrace any uncertainty that comes your way. So that foundation could be, like for myself, it's my faith in Christ. That's my foundation. And then any uncertainty that comes with my family, I can go ahead and I know that I can achieve any kind of goal that I set forth for myself or for my family, or get through any kind of adversity, because I know I have him and I'm standing on the word, and everything's going to work out. So whatever problems may arise or whatever issues, it's not really a problem. It's just a situation that I have to deal with. When I was in the military, again, working on fighter jets, there's thousands of moving parts. And I had to literally remember where their specific things were. And if anything was out of place, I had to make sure that they were back into place. I had to make sure that they were working properly. And so, if something happened, well, I had to troubleshoot. There wasn't a problem. It was a fix. We're learning the process to fix the problem or the issue. And so when you're troubleshooting that, you're coming up with the theories, you're coming up with the different solutions. But the foundation was the jet has to fly. And so the jet has to fly, so what do we got to do? And then all right, we have our maintenance manuals. That's our guidance. Okay, so this is how we fix this part once we isolated the problem, and then we found the solution. And then we worked towards getting that solution done, whether we had the part on hand or we had to order the part. And then as soon as it came in, we got it in, and then we did the follow-on operational checks to get it done, whatever it took. And we got it done, and we got the jets to fly. But in life, it's not as simple because we don't have those manuals. But in our faith, we do have a manual. We have that Bible, and that's how I set that foundation. So I'll look in there. But, you sit there and say, oh, well, I'm running out of money, so what do I got to do? The Bible's not going to sit there and say, hey, well, you need to go get this job or go out and be an entrepreneur, or this is how you're going to do it. No, it gives you that guidance, and it shows you, and then that way God can talk to you to guide you to where you need to go. That's that foundation, so that he's going to help you troubleshoot that problem that you have to where you can find that solution that he's giving you, so that way you can help others and you can find your purpose and you can embrace that uncertainty to change the world. And that's exactly what we need today.
Wow. Yeah, we really do need that today. Let me ask you this, because a lot of people always ask me in regards of the millennials and the, Generation X, Y, all those different. How can we actually come, and you're, because you had to do that in the military with the, 17 years or more, and then especially being a pilot, that's a whole nother level. How can we actually, and I love how you say embrace, how do you think that we need to come together? Because we need the older, I'm going to say mature because I'm getting to the age. We need the wisdom and the knowledge from the mature age group. And then the millennials, one thing I really can truly say that the millennials are totally different from even my parents' age, my age, is they'll take a chance. I mean, we actually allow unfortunate fear and those type of things to block us, but the millennials, they will try, and sometimes it's a positive thing, and sometimes it may not be. One thing I have noticed, they do that. But how can we actually, even just start a conversation that it's okay to be different? Because I love when you said that it's okay to be different, but I think the powerful word that we need to always bring in, it's okay to be different and use that superpower, if you want to call it that, and then it's okay to, well, we got to respect each other. What's your take on that? Because I think a lot of people, we miss it. It's okay to be different. But let's respect
absolutely.
each other, and let's be that sister and brotherhood that you spoke of.
Well, when I was training a lot, and I came into contact with a lot of, younger people, and, and when they came in, I'm like, man, gosh, I feel so old. I would tell them stories about, how things have changed, and things definitely, most certainly changed. And, they would come in and with their different, and they're green, they're ready to roll, they're all about, serving and stuff. But then when you speak to them on a one-on-one basis, kind of understand who they are, because you have to understand who they are, so that way you can better give them those opportunities and the skills and the tools that they need to succeed. I don't think there's enough dialogue to where we're trying to understand them. And, and I found this, when I was growing up, our parents are always sitting there, whatever music we listened to or what have you, they disliked it or whatever. But there was still a discourse there where they would listen and understand, where they wouldn't go, my mom, when I was playing baseball, she didn't really understand baseball, but as soon as I started really playing baseball, she decided to try and learn it and understand it. And then when I had a passion for aviation since I was 6 years old, and so when there was different airplanes or whatever, she obviously didn't understand it, but then when she asked me questions about it, she started becoming more familiar with it. And then when I decided to join the Air Force, and I talked to her about the different fighter jets and different fighter aircraft, And that she understood that. She started getting into it. Now, was she an expert? Obviously not. Was she able to, differentiate the different fighters and this and that? No, she couldn't. But she knew what kind of fighter jet the F-16 was, because I would point that. I'm like, that right there, so she could point that out. But there was a discussion there. There was a discussion there, and people didn't understand that. And I think that today people are not listening. We're not listening to each other. And as for not listening to each other, we can't have a discussion. And the problem is that the discussions go to, I'm right, you're wrong. And if you disagree with me, then you're the XYZ. You can put in whatever adjective you want, and it's wrong. And that's where we're lacking, is that just common sense discourse, to where we can go, hey man, I don't agree with what you said, but I understand what you're saying. And there's a big difference. And as soon as we can bridge that communication, as we can bridge that foundation and build that foundation on that communication, we can get to them more. We can understand them more. And we have to have to learn how to understand them, vice versa, because communication and being a leader, it goes both ways. They say you have to lead up or lead down. It's absolutely true. But the only reason why people will follow you as a leader is because they're resonating with you, because they understand you, but they also understand that you have a vetted interest in them and you care about them. John Maxwell says, no one cares how much you know until they know how much you care. And so once you understand that, or they understand that you care for them and you genuinely, truly care for them. And what we tend to do is we'll look at, again, the Bible talks about, how we have to give, and once we give, we're going to get twofold or tenfold. But what we tend to look at is when we give, that's looking at as motivation for a reward, rather than just looking at it as a reward. And then we use that motivation, and then once we use it as motivation, it tends to be skewed, because that's not what our true intentions are. Our true intention is to get the reward, not so much to value that person or to add value to that person or to build that person. Our intention, our motivation is to get the reward. But once we take that motivation out and say the motivation turns to just building for them, for the value, we want to teach for the value, then our reward is greater. Then our reward is insurmountable. Then that's when bridges get built. That's when foundations get built. And that's when the communication comes in. And that's when the understanding comes in. And that's when everyone can look at each other as a family. Because once we learn how to value each other, we're not valuing each other for our opinion. We're not valuing each other for people. We're separating ourselves. Why? Because we don't have that foundation of family. And once we value that family unit, and once we value where we come from and love where we come from, be proud where we come from, be proud of where we grew up, be proud of where our nation is, be proud of what we've learned, be proud of all the experiences that we've gone through, no matter what hardships, we're proud of that. We're proud of having to go through the muck, having to go through all that nonsense and all the dangers and the frustrations, and we come out as a better person so that we can teach those other people, because that's exactly what we're doing. We're having to teach other people what we learned, so that way they don't have to do it, but they can do it better, because that's what we've done. We in aviation, we learn how to, we've gone from, bicycle people the Wright brothers who built bicycles, and we went from flying an airplane that was, flew literally 130 something feet for the first flight, to now we have aircraft that fly 5 times faster than the speed of sound. We've gone outside of the atmosphere, and we're traveling to different worlds now. We've gone to the moon, and we're going to go to Mars, because we've learned these experiences, and we've cherished these experiences, and we've gone now, pushed forward these experiences, and we've embraced that uncertainty, and we didn't let it create that fear to captivate us.
I love it. I'm laughing because yesterday one of my team members said, and maybe, they said family rules the world. And then you said what you said. So I'm just so excited. I'm like, because, the family, we have to have that foundation. And, like you said so wonderfully, some things that we, positive, some things negative, but we actually have to, like you said, embrace that and then be able to go past that adversity, because we all have a purpose. We all have goals and things that we actually need to master. Oh, I'm so excited. But Sean, do this. We have to make sure we do this. We got to make sure. Tell us how, well, first of all, tell us, are you accepting clients? And tell the listening audience how, what does that look like? How can they actually work with you that they can embrace it, and get past that adversity, that they can go out and change the world as well?
Yes, ma'am. Absolutely, I'm taking on clients. I'm actually expanding right now, so I'm taking on even more clients now. So, I got a free schedule. Just come on in. You can contact me on Facebook, because I'm building my website now. So because it's just getting so much attention, which has been such a huge blessing, and so I want to be able to maximize that effort. So, but right now you can get in touch with me directly on Facebook. You just go to Faithfully Led. Go to facebook.com/faithfullyled.Sean, SEAN, and you can message me directly there. Or you can find me on Instagram at faithfully_led, on Instagram. Or you can email me directly at Sean, SEAN, at faithfullyled.com. And I've got tons of programs that I can build for you. If it's a one-on-one, I offer one-on-one. I offer group coaching. Any kind of, if you need me as a speaker to inspire your people, I'm also available for that. So you can direct email me there, and I'll send you my calendar link so that way you guys could set up your own schedule. I also have some free downloads that I'm going to share with you, Doctor. So that way, Dr. Sunday, so that way you can give to your listeners, and I'll share the links, and you can put it out there, and which would be a wonderful thing, so especially given through an aftermath of divorce, like I did. So I wrote an ebook. It's a quick 15-page ebook that you guys can read and understand what I do and understand how to get through that aftermath of any kind of pretty much, whether it's divorce or different type of, tragedy or whatever. That's going to help you out. It's going to get you out there. So if you find me on my Facebook, you find me on Instagram, you can email me directly. Like I said, I will get in contact with you right away, and that's the best way to get a hold of me. And like I said, the one-on-one, I do group coachings, and I'm doing mastermind. And right now I'm in the middle of building my mastermind course. It's going to be a 4-week course that will go out there and help you get to, again, build you. It's going to show you how to get there. It's going to build that foundation. It's going to help you build that communication, and that's going to help you how to get out there and execute what it is that you want to do.
Wow. I love it. Ooh, I love it. Well, Sean, first of all, we want to say thank you so much. First of all, let me just step back. Thank you for being in your purpose. That's the first thing. We just thank you that, because a lot of times when adversity happens, people just don't know what to do. So we just thank you that you continue the journey, and we just thank God for more and more in your life. But also we want to thank you for being a guest here at Good Deeds. And we want to say if we missed anything, that we didn't have any conversation, you can say that at this time. And then tell us again your website, how we can contact you.
Sure. The website, again, is you go to facebook.com, and it's faithfullyled.Sean. And you just look it up on Facebook, Faithfully Led. Also on Instagram, faithfully_led, and you can email me directly at Sean, SEAN, at faithfullyled.com.
I love it. Well, Sean, if you need us for anything, please don't hesitate to give us a call. But we cherish you, and we thank God for you. And
thank you, ma'am. I appreciate you.
Yes. It's so exciting. But you guys, I know you ready for the replay. So hold on. Very shortly it'll actually be available. But we'll have all Sean's information actually on all our social media, and also we'll have that information on how you can jump in and get the amazing thing that he has to offer, that he's serving you, that actually you can move forward and do the things that you want to do in life, your dreams, goals, and passions in life. And here at Good Deeds, I always have you know, what they say, I always have the light on. Remember that commercial? But the thing about it is, if you need someone to chat with, if you need somebody, you feel like you're stuck, you feel like you're at a wall, please contact us. You know, our website is reneesunday.com. And then also our telephone number is on there for our business office is there. Someone will answer the phone, okay? Unless they, you know, busy, they'll go straight to voicemail and they'll be on it because we actually have beefed that up because we don't want anyone to call and not get what they need, the service they need. And so if you want to actually have me as a speaker, I'm an international speaker. You know, we do have publishing company. We also have, if you want to do your own magazine, we have the Good Bees magazine. We can show you how to do that. But the key is to help you take that breath. And then don't make the mistake that everybody else made and that I made. I don't want you to do that. We want to make it shorter, okay? Also, we have an anthology that's coming out. We still have a couple of authors that want to get on board. But guess what the title? It's going to make you just say, woo, it's Can Any Good Thing. So in the Bible, you know, when they made the reference to Jesus, can any good thing come out of Nazareth? That's what's the name of the book. And we actually have people in each city, state, that actually saying, for example, can any good thing come out of Atlanta? For example, can any good thing come out of Charlotte? Can any good thing come out of Brooklyn? Those type of things. And actually the person that actually is the leader of that, they actually get a major discount and those type of things. But the key is, with this project, is to let people know, it's just like, and Sean just set it up so wonderfully for me, that it's okay to be different, but let's use that differentness to make sure that we respect each other and that we actually walk in our purpose. So, you know, we love you here at Good Deeds. Always remember, you do have a calling. You do have a reason you were born. You're not a mistake. We have to do three things. We have to believe, we have to trust, and we got to walk it out, right? And we got to don't stop. We have to get it. And what are we getting? We're getting our purpose, and we're getting our purpose now. You know, this is Good Deeds, and I'm Dr. Renee Sunday. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.